Do you ever find yourself looking like really searching hard for that secret sauce? That one hidden trick or maybe the perfect tool that's supposed to unlock success, especially in those high stakes fields like financial trading. We spend so much time, right, focusing on these external systems, complex charts, chasing the next guru. We think the key must be out there somewhere. But what if the real power, the actual difference maker, wasn't external at all? What if it's something much more personal, deep down inside? Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're doing a deep dive into the insights from a truly timeless classic, Jack Schwager's Market Wizards, Trading Success Through Mindset and Method. Our mission, to really pull out the most critical nuggets of wisdom from his interviews. These are conversations with some of the absolute greatest traders ever. We want to find out what really separates the consistent winners from, everyone else.
And I think what you're going to find is pretty fascinating. It turns out that real trading success, the kind that lasts, builds fortunes, it isn't about stumbling onto some perfect, foolproof system that anyone can just copy and paste. It's actually much more about a personal journey. It's about self-mastery. This deep dive is going to show that the biggest gains, they often come not from mastering the market itself, but mastering yourself.
That is fascinating. And it kind of flies in the face of what most people assume, right? You'd naturally think, line up the best traders, they must all be doing the exact same thing, following some universal secret. But the very first big insight from Market Wizards just blows that idea apart. There isn't one single secret method, no magic bullet for success, which is honestly pretty counterintuitive if you're out there looking for that easy answer.
Yeah. It really is. And what's amazing is just how different they all were. Schwager's interviews, they paint this really vivid picture. Some of these wizards, they relied heavily on technical analysis, studying charts, price patterns, trying to predict what comes next. Others were pure fundamentalists, poring over economic reports, company earnings, global news, trying to figure out the real value. And then you had, lightning-fast scalpers grabbing tiny profits on quick trades, while others would ride these massive trends for months, sometimes even years. The key takeaway, the really profound thing here, wasn't the method itself. It was that they each found a strategy that perfectly suited their unique personality, their own way of thinking and operating.
That's such a critical difference. It's about the fit, not just finding some formula someone else uses. But okay, how does someone even start to figure that out? What strategy fits my personality? Especially when there's all this noise, right? Pressure to follow the proven systems or chase whatever's hot right now.
Yeah. Well, it really boils down to some serious self-reflection and being brutally honest with yourself. Understanding your own tolerance for risk is just fundamental. How do you actually react when things get stressful, when the pressure's on? Are you okay with making rapid-fire decisions, constantly watching screens? Or do you need more time, a slower, more methodical approach? Are you naturally analytical? Or do you tend to trust your gut feeling more? See, trying to force a fast-paced day trading style onto someone who's naturally cautious, that's just a recipe for, psychological burnout and losing money. And the reverse is true too. A really high-energy trader would probably get bored and make mistakes in a slow value investing game. The Market Wizards, they knew themselves, inside and out. And they built their whole approach around their strengths, and importantly, their limitations too.
Okay, so if there's no single winning strategy, what was the common thread? There had to be something universal among all these super successful people. My guess is it involves managing risk, but why is that the thing? Above everything else, it still feels a bit backward, Prioritizing defense when everyone wants to talk about making big scores.
That's a great question, and yeah, it gets right to the heart of how you actually survive in the markets long term. Paul Tudor Jones, legendary trader, he put it very simply. He said, the most important rule is to play great defense, not great offense.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about hitting home runs constantly. It's about not striking out, avoiding those big damaging losses. Think about a pro athlete. They drill defense relentlessly, right? Not just scoring, because staying in the game, that's everything. Every single one of the top traders and market wizards had incredibly strict rules about risk. They never, absolutely never, risk too much capital on any one idea. And they used stop losses religiously. Those preset exit points, if a trade went bad, that limited their downside drastically. Their ability to survive the bad times, because there will be bad times, and then thrive later. It came directly from that iron discipline, keeping losses small. It's all about preserving your capital first. Way before you think about aggressive profits, they got it. If you lose all your chips, you can't play anymore. Game over.
Play great defense. Wow, that really does shift how you think about it. It's not just about chasing wins, it's about protecting what you have. And it sounds like this isn't purely about the money side, like spreadsheets and numbers. It's deeply connected to managing yourself, your emotions, But beyond just the mechanics of risk, the book gets into something even deeper, right? This idea that trading is basically a mental battlefield. Can you elaborate on that? What does that really mean in practice?
Exactly. And yeah, on that mental battlefield, the ultimate opponent is often yourself, which is why another wizard, Ed Seykota, offered this really profound, almost philosophical insight. He said, win or lose, everybody gets what they want out of the market. Let's just pause on that for a second. Think of what that implies. If deep down, maybe unconsciously, what you're really seeking is excitement, the thrill of the gamble, maybe the adrenaline rush, well, the market will happily give you plenty of opportunities for high-risk bets that deliver that thrill for a moment. But it will almost certainly take your money while doing it. So you got what you wanted, the excitement, but at a huge cost. On the other hand, if what you truly want, what you cultivate, is discipline, consistency, a methodical process, then the market over time tends to reward those traits. It really is like a mirror. It reflects your deepest habits, your psychological triggers, your desires back at you, good and bad. So yeah, your greatest asset isn't some secret indicator. It's self-awareness. It's a general discipline.
Everybody gets what they want out of the market. That is.
Right.
Wow. That's profound and almost a little scary, isn't it? Because it points right at our own biases, our own psychological makeup, makes you really stop and think, what do I really want when I engage with this? And what's it costing me?
Okay, let's talk about some of these masters themselves, these market wizards.
Yeah.
You mentioned their methods were different, but these core principles, self-mastery, discipline, they seem to run through all their stories.
Oh, absolutely. These aren't folks who just got lucky or, stumbled into money. They were incredibly disciplined practitioners. And maybe most importantly, masters of their own minds. Take Paul Tudor Jones again, who we mentioned. Famous for macro and momentum trading. Big picture economic trends, speed of price moves. But a key part of his success, his absolute rule, always know your exit point before you even put the trade on. He planned his defense first, always, before even thinking about the potential profit.
And what about someone like Marty Schwartz? His story is great because he wasn't an overnight success, was he? He struggled for a while. Not at all. Marty Schwartz famously went from being a losing analyst and pit trader to becoming a millionaire many times over. And his breakthrough, it wasn't finding some magic indicator, it was relentlessly mastering his own emotional reactions, fear, greed, hope, all of it. He used pretty simple tools, actually, like moving averages. But the real power was his discipline, sticking to his rules no matter what his gut was screaming. He even got into things like meditation to calm his mind, make better decisions under pressure.
That just underscores the mental game again. And Ed Seykota, the Zen master, what was his angle?
Right, Ed Seykota, often called the Zen master of trend following. He built a massive fortune, largely using computers, automated systems. But his success wasn't just the algorithms. It was deeply tied to his incredible self-awareness. Almost spiritual, some said. That awareness guided how he designed the systems, how he interacted with them. He understood that even with automation, human psychology, his psychology was the final, crucial variable. Then you have Bruce Kovner, brilliant global macro thinker. But unlike many, he's incredibly selective. He only trades when he believes the odds are overwhelmingly stacked in his favor. Immense patience. Doesn't chase things. He waits for conviction, for that perfect setup. And Michael Marcus, the guy who famously turned, $30,000 into $80 million? His superpower, patience again, but also conviction. Knowing when to wait, when to hold a winning trade for a long time, and when to act decisively.
It's so clear. These aren't just stories about getting rich. They're stories about individuals who figured out that the real leverage wasn't finding a market secret, but mastering themselves first. So, okay, pulling this all together for us, for the listener, what does this all mean? What are the specific, actionable things we can take away from these masters? Things we can apply today? Not just in trading, right? But maybe in any tough challenge where we're trying to achieve something big.
Right. It means we can absolutely adopt that market wizard's mindset, whatever field we're in. The book basically distills their collective wisdom down into, let's say, 5 key universal lessons. First, cut your losses fast. This is about being decisive. If something clearly isn't working out, don't let wishful thinking turn a small problem into a disaster, whether that's a bad trade, a project at work that's failing, even a personal habit draining you. Recognize it. Cut it loose. Don't hang on hoping it'll magically fix itself.
Okay, cut losses quickly. Makes sense. What's number 2?
Second, never risk more than you can emotionally handle. Know your limits. Respect them. And this isn't just about money. It's your mental health, your sleep, your energy. If you're constantly stressed out, making impulsive choices driven by fear, you're risking too much, emotionally speaking. You need to know your breaking point before you get there.
Right. Understand your emotional capacity. Got it. Third,
develop your own edge. Don't blindly follow others. This loops back to finding what fits you, your personality, your strengths. What are you uniquely good at? What insights do you have? Don't just try to copy someone else's business model or diet or study technique. Figure out what actually works for you based on who you are, and then really refine that edge.
Find your unique angle. Okay, number 4.
Fourth, journal your trades, or, journal your processes in whatever field you're in. Consistent self-reflection is incredibly powerful. Write down your decisions, why you made them, how you felt at the time. You learn so much from reviewing this, both the wins and the losses. It shows you patterns in your own thinking and behavior you'd otherwise totally miss. It's key for improving.
Journaling for self-awareness. Love that. And the last one.
And finally, maybe the most important, work on yourself more than your strategy. This really is the core message, the ultimate game changer. Think about it. A brilliant strategy, executed by someone who's constantly battling fear or greed or impatience, it's probably doomed. But even an average strategy, if executed consistently by someone who is disciplined, self-aware, calm under pressure, that person has a much, much higher chance of long-term success. Your internal operating system, your mindset matters more than any external tool or technique you use.
Wow, that last one really does tie it all together perfectly, doesn't it? Work on yourself more than your strategy. Because, like the source material hammers home, Market Wizards isn't about copying trades, it's about copying mindsets. It's not about trying to replicate exactly what Paul Tudor Jones did yesterday. It's about adopting that fundamental approach. Discipline, risk management, self-awareness. That's the real gold. So what we've really unpacked today from these incredible market wizards is this central theme, right? Whether you're navigating the stock market or building a company or trying to learn a new skill or anything challenging, it's the self-mastery, it's the mindset that truly makes the difference in the end. It's kind of surprising maybe to realize that all the external stuff, the complexities out there, they often pale in comparison to the internal work needed.
Yeah, absolutely. This deep dive into market wizards really leaves us with a pretty profound takeaway. Your greatest weapon in any high-stakes game isn't some secret technique or complex system, it's your mindset. So as you think about your own goals, your own challenges, maybe ask yourself, where does my greatest weapon truly lie? Am I spending all my energy looking for external answers? Or am I investing in cultivating my internal discipline, my self-awareness? That's the question.
A really powerful thought to sit with. We definitely encourage you to continue your own deep dive into self-mastery, whatever market it is that you're trying to navigate or even conquer.
Hey listeners, if you enjoyed this podcast, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more amazing content. And if you found value in this episode, share it with your friends. You never know who might need it today. Also, let us know in the comments if there's any of your favorite books you'd like us to review next. We'd love to hear from you.